In this podcast episode, George Kamel challenges the conventional wisdom surrounding homeownership as the ultimate investment, discussing the distinctions between houses as assets and mortgages as liabilities. He explores various financial strategies, including the benefits of cash-only investment properties, the pros and cons of renting versus buying, and the importance of budgeting and managing expenses. Kamel also shares his cautious views on cryptocurrency, the impact of government policies on personal finance, and the significance of cultivating a positive mindset for overall well-being. Kamel begins by challenging the common belief that homeownership is the best investment one can make. He emphasizes the need to distinguish between a house as an asset and a mortgage as a liability. He advocates for maintaining a reasonable mortgage and encourages homeowners to pay it off quickly. While he acknowledges that real estate can be a good investment when approached correctly, he warns against the assumption that home prices will continue to rise indefinitely. Many people mistakenly believe that homes will appreciate at the same rate as in the past, which may not be a reliable expectation for the future. Kamel strongly recommends purchasing investment properties with cash rather than relying on debt. He points out that many individuals are overly optimistic about real estate investments, often influenced by social media personalities promoting aggressive investment strategies. He suggests that individuals should first focus on paying off their primary residence before considering investment properties. He also highlights the challenges of saving for a cash purchase, recommending that starting with a less expensive property may be more feasible than aiming for high-value investments right away. The podcast discusses the advantages of living in a duplex while renting out the other side. Kamel shares his positive experiences as a landlord, noting that he had respectful and quiet tenants. He encourages listeners to consider this strategy as a way to generate income while living in the property. The conversation touches on the potential risks and rewards of being a landlord, emphasizing that while it can be a good investment strategy, it requires effort and management. Kamel delves into the concept of risk in investing, particularly in the stock market. He believes that investing in diversified mutual funds or index funds is a safer approach than putting money into individual stocks. He emphasizes the importance of having a long-term investment horizon and staying the course, even during market fluctuations. He acknowledges that while some people view the stock market as risky, it can be a sound investment strategy if approached wisely. Kamel expresses a cautious stance on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. While he does not oppose Bitcoin, he prefers to prioritize investments in traditional retirement accounts and mutual funds. He suggests that if individuals want to invest in cryptocurrency, they should do so with a small portion of their portfolio, treating it as fun money. Kamel critiques the culture surrounding cryptocurrency, likening it to multi-level marketing schemes where individuals are incentivized to recruit others. He warns against the get-rich-quick mentality prevalent in the crypto space, suggesting that the obsession with Bitcoin often overshadows its actual utility. Kamal challenges the notion that house prices have significantly increased in value over time. He explains that when adjusted for inflation, many homes have not appreciated as much as people believe. The increase in home prices is often a reflection of inflation rather than real value growth. Kamal emphasizes that while the nominal price of homes may rise, the actual purchasing power may remain the same. He encourages potential buyers to focus on the benefits of home ownership, such as stability and reduced fixed expenses, rather than solely viewing it as an investment vehicle. Kamel argues that simply increasing income is not the ultimate solution to financial problems. Many people believe that earning more money will solve their financial issues, but without proper management of that income, it can lead to the same problems. He stresses the importance of understanding one's financial situation, including expenses and debts, rather than just focusing on increasing income. Kamel emphasizes the significance of budgeting and tracking expenses. He suggests that many individuals underestimate their spending habits, particularly in areas like dining out or entertainment. By creating a budget and monitoring expenses, people can gain a clearer picture of their financial health and identify areas where they can cut back. This proactive approach can lead to better financial management and ultimately help in achieving financial goals. Kamel addresses the topic of living at home with parents, suggesting that there should be an age limit for this arrangement. He believes that by the mid-20s, individuals should be financially independent and capable of living on their own. While he acknowledges that there are exceptions, he argues that prolonged dependence on parents can stunt personal growth and maturity. Kamel encourages young adults to seek independence, even if it means facing some financial discomfort initially. The discussion shifts to the common advice of cutting out small expenses, like daily coffee purchases, to save money. Kamel argues that while it's important to be mindful of spending, focusing solely on small expenses can distract from larger financial issues. He believes that people should instead focus on significant financial changes, such as increasing income or making larger cuts in spending. He emphasizes the need for balance, suggesting that enjoying life while being financially responsible is crucial. Kamel discusses Elon Musk's proposal for a Department of Government Efficiency, highlighting the need for accountability in government spending. He expresses concern over the national debt and the inefficiencies in how government funds are managed. He believes that a thorough audit of government spending could reveal significant waste and inefficiencies. He advocates for a more responsible approach to budgeting at the governmental level, similar to what individuals should practice in their personal finances. Kamel emphasizes that achieving $1 million is not just about earning a high income, but also about managing expenses and investing wisely. He suggests that many people focus solely on income without considering how much they are spending or how they can grow their wealth through investments. He advocates for a mindset shift where individuals prioritize saving and investing over merely increasing their income. This approach involves living below one's means, avoiding debt, and making informed financial decisions that contribute to long-term wealth accumulation. Kamel identifies car loans as America's #1 wealth killer, highlighting the staggering amount of consumer debt associated with vehicles. He notes that car loans have reached approximately $1.6 trillion, nearly matching student loan debt. He points out that many people are trapped in a cycle of car payments, which prevents them from saving or investing. Kamel argues that buying cars in cash and avoiding loans can free up significant funds for investment. Other wealth killers he mentions include student loans and credit card debt, which often carry high interest rates. He also warns about the rising trend of buy now, pay later programs, particularly among younger generations, which can lead to accumulating unnecessary debt for non-essential items. Kamel discusses his approach to interacting with callers on financial advice shows. He believes in leading with compassion, but is willing to apply tough love when necessary. He uses Dave Ramsey as a model for this balance, noting that while tough love can be effective, it should be tempered with understanding, especially for those in difficult situations. Kamal emphasizes the importance of recognizing when a caller is genuinely seeking help versus when they are making excuses. He aims to provide actionable advice while also encouraging callers to take responsibility for their financial choices. Kamel describes the types of callers who are most likely to make significant changes in their financial lives. He refers to the "I've had it" moment, where individuals reach a breaking point and are ready to take action. These callers often express a desire to change their circumstances and are open to advice. He notes that he can often hear the moment of realization in a caller's voice, indicating they are ready to embrace change. Conversely, he finds that many callers are not prepared to change, often seeking validation for their current choices rather than genuine solutions. Kamel expresses skepticism about the impact of presidential elections on personal finances. He argues that regardless of who is in office, individual financial habits and decisions have a far greater influence on one's financial situation. He believes that while political policies may affect the economy at large, they do not significantly alter the day-to-day financial realities for most people. He emphasizes that personal responsibility and proactive financial management are more critical than the political landscape. Kamel shares his views on the role of government in personal finance. He believes that the government should uphold reasonable laws and provide essential services efficiently, but he is critical of overreach and the creation of dependency among citizens. He argues that the government often tries to solve problems in ways that are not effective, suggesting that the private sector could handle many issues more efficiently. Kamel expresses a desire for a government that allows individuals the freedom to manage their own lives while providing a stable environment for economic activity. He concludes that individuals should focus on their own agency and ability to change their financial circumstances rather than relying on government intervention. Kamel expresses skepticism about the effectiveness of a minimum wage increase in addressing poverty and economic inequality. He argues that simply raising the minimum wage does not guarantee that workers will be able to afford a better quality of life, as businesses may respond by raising prices or cutting jobs. He emphasizes the importance of creating an environment where individuals can improve their skills and increase their earning potential rather than relying solely on government mandates. Kamel believes that a focus on education and job training would be more beneficial in the long run, allowing people to move beyond minimum wage jobs and achieve financial stability. The conversation shifts to the concept of a flat tax rate, which Kamel supports as a fairer tax system. He argues that a flat tax would simplify the tax code and ensure that everyone pays the same percentage of their income, which he believes would lead to greater equity. Kamal points out that while wealthier individuals would still pay more in absolute terms, the percentage would remain consistent across all income levels. He contrasts this with the current progressive tax system, which he feels can be overly complicated and punitive. Kamel suggests that a flat tax could encourage economic growth by allowing individuals to keep more of their earnings, thus incentivizing investment and spending. Kamel reflects on his financial beliefs and identifies areas where he feels less conviction. He acknowledges that while he advocates for using credit cards responsibly to earn rewards, he understands the psychological benefits of being debt-free. He admits that he is not entirely against credit cards, but believes that many people lack the discipline to use them effectively. Kamal emphasizes the importance of personal finance education and encourages individuals to find what works best for them, whether that involves credit cards or sticking to cash and debit. He also mentions that he is not opposed to 30-year mortgages as long as they are manageable within a person's budget, highlighting that the psychological aspect of debt can be more significant than the financial implications. The discussion on credit versus debit spending reveals Kamel's strong preference for debit cards. He argues that credit cards can lead to overspending due to the ease of access to borrowed money. Kamel cites studies showing that people tend to spend more when using credit cards compared to debit cards, which are linked directly to their bank accounts. He believes that the psychological impact of seeing money leave one's account immediately helps individuals make more responsible spending decisions. Kamel also critiques the credit card industry, suggesting that companies design their products to encourage overspending and trap consumers in debt. He emphasizes that while some individuals may successfully navigate credit card rewards, the majority are better off using debit cards to maintain control over their finances. Kamel concludes with a piece of non-financial advice, encouraging listeners to adopt a more optimistic outlook on life. He suggests that individuals should consciously choose to put aside cynicism and focus on opportunities for personal growth and kindness. He shares his journey from being a cynic to embracing a more hopeful perspective, emphasizing that this shift has improved his quality of life. Kamel believes that by approaching each day with a mindset of optimism and a willingness to contribute positively to the world, individuals can enhance their overall well-being. He encourages listeners to take small, actionable steps toward kindness and self-improvement, reinforcing the idea that personal finance is closely tied to one's mindset and attitude toward life.